Hi beautiful people, my name is Natasha and welcome to Cold. So this is a place where I like to discuss things about productivity, about time management, and more importantly about living a purposeful life, so that together we can learn how to take on life more intentionally and to empower myself and you too to be the best version of ourselves. Today, I'm going to be talking about prioritizing, planning, and reflecting, and as a way of doing this to be more productive with the time that you have. I've had the weakness of procrastination and basically not doing what I want to be doing effectively and consistently enough. But the great thing about having a weakness, or actually realizing that you have a weakness and wanting to make a change and go after the better you that you want, is that it isn't so far out of reach. And that's what I did. Upon realizing that I have this weakness of procrastination and sometimes disorganization and wanting to make the change, I then went on to take action upon it. So I planned to talk to you guys about this, and before recording this video I came across a clip, and this clip was by Miles Monroe, and he was talking about how God created men to be managers of the earth. And he went on to say that whatever we mismanage, we will lose. So this spoke to me in terms of time, because often I've complained about how I've lost time. I've complained about how time is moving fast and I've barely scratched the things I wish to have accomplished by now. So with listening to that video, as well as the reflecting that I've been doing, it got me thinking that yes, I'm complaining, or yes, there are these excuses that I can give, but it's partly because I have mismanaged my time. If you feel that way too, if you feel that you've lost time or have been complaining about how time is moving fast, the following things that I'm going to talk about, these are things that you can also start doing to make sure that you are a good steward of the time that you have been given, and to then shift your mind from complaining that there is not enough time and time is moving fast. If you are serious about having that life where you are always productive or more productive than you are right now, and that life where it is as balanced as it can get, because honestly we do have a lot on our plate, what you need to do is you need to have a routine in place, and that routine should include prioritizing, planning, and reflecting. So with prioritizing, I'm sure we already know what that is. Prioritizing is basically focusing on doing things that are important and doing those important things immediately, so that you are not then scrambling to do them when they're now urgent. There's actually this book is called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it's by Stephen Covey, I believe that's how you say his last name, and he explains this theory, and he explains it in 4 quadrants. The first quadrant, he says that there are things that are important and not urgent, and then there are things that are important but then they are urgent. So the trick is, as I said before, that when you have something that's important, you want to do it immediately before it becomes urgent, so that you're not then doing it in a rushed manner. And then the third quadrant, he says there are things that are not important but urgent. So these are things that if you prioritize and plan properly, you can attend to them once you've gotten the important things out of the way. So these are things like calls and emails. Depending on you, or depending on your nature of work, you probably don't want to be focusing on attending to calls and email the first thing in the morning. You can always do them at a later time once you've done the more important things first thing in the morning. The fourth quadrant, he says that there are things that are not important and not urgent. So these are basically time wasters. Things like scrolling through our social media, things like randomly watching TV, things like random outings, and anything else that's random and not necessarily as productive, things that are more of for entertainment or for you to relax. So these are things, yeah, we do for entertainment and relaxing, but you don't want to be doing them at a time that you could be more productive. So those are the 4 quadrants he explained. Moving on to planning. So if you go back to prioritizing and the quadrants that I mentioned before, if you do use those, you then be able to see what's important to you, what's not important, what's urgent and what's not urgent to you. And with that, you can then prioritize. After you prioritize, then you can plan accordingly, and then you can complete the things that are important first. So to me, prioritizing and then planning kind of goes hand in hand, or it goes sequentially, if I'm saying that correctly. Right, so once you've prioritized and you've planned and you've done what you need to do, then you need to reflect. So to me, reflecting, I believe, is important to do on a daily basis. Some of us reflect on a weekly basis, which is okay. We reflect on a monthly basis, which is okay too. Some of us, we reflect only once a year. So that could be towards the end of the year, or just at the beginning of a new year when we're looking at our New Year's resolutions and making our New Year goals. That's okay too, but it's more effective to reflect on a daily basis. And then, yeah, you can have your weekly reflecting and your monthly reflecting and your yearly reflecting. The reason why I'm saying it's a good habit for you to reflect every day is because it helps you to understand, once you've planned, it then helps you to understand, to look at the things that you have completed, the things that you have accomplished, and the things that you haven't completed. And then you can look at the reasons why you haven't completed those things, so that you then see what you can do better the next day. And also, reflecting is self-reflecting. At the end of the day, you should look at how you're doing mentally, how you're doing physically, and how you're doing spiritually. I do have some tips that would hopefully help you, that have definitely helped me when it comes to having an effective routine. The first tip is have a to-do list. Okay, so when you plan your day, write down the things that you want to be doing in the day. The second tip, going deeper into a to-do list. So instead of just having your to-do list and writing down what you want to do, you want to time block each task that you have on your list. So for example, I'm going to be doing this task from this time to this time, and I'm going to be doing this other task from this time to this time. My third tip is you want to write every single thing down, every single thing. From the time that you're going to wake up, from the time that you're going to bath, from the time that you're going to, if you're exercising, the time that you're going to exercise, the time that you're going to do whatever that you have planned to do in the day. The reason why this is effective is because it helps you to then be accountable for every single hour in your day. The reason why you're doing this routine is because you want to be more productive, you don't want to waste time. So then write every single thing that you want to do in your to-do list, whether you're using a paper or whether you're using something digital, a digital calendar. Write every single thing down and put a time to it. So finally, here is what my routine is. I created a routine for myself so that I can make sure that I'm accounting for every hour that I have, and being more intentional about being organized and getting rid of that procrastination weakness that I mentioned. So because I have complained that time is not enough, I decided to, my routine includes me waking up earlier than I have to. So I wake up early, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I have my God and I time. So this is the time that I take to pray, to worship, and to read my Bible, to read the Word. So I wake up at 5 a.m. I take about an hour to do that. And then after I've done that, I exercise. I exercise about for 30 minutes. And then after I've done that, I tidy up the house, I clean the house, and then I get into getting myself ready and getting my daughter ready for school. If she's not going to school, then I start making breakfast. And then after I've done that, I obviously send my daughter to school. Then I get to tidy up any other tidying up that I need to do, and this is specifically for my room because my daughter is now awake, my husband is awake, and I'm able to do the tidying up. Okay, so once I've gotten all of that away, out of the way, which is exercising or cleaning the house or having my devotion time, then I basically start my work day. So I do all of that. The reason why I wake up at 5 is so that I'm able to do all of that and start my day at 9 a.m. So I don't have a 9-to-5 job. But what I consider as being productive or as doing work is me creating content for this page, me researching things that will help me to create content for this page, me looking into companies that I might be interested to work in, because I don't have a 9-to-5 job right now, but I do intend to go back into the corporate world. And then what I call productive or work for me is also studying. So doing courses that will help me, that I believe will help me to develop doing courses that will help develop me professionally, and also just researching things that I'm interested in, whether it's professionally, whether it's business wise, because I do want to someday start up some kind of business, and also including like reading any other books that will help me practically, professionally, or spiritually. So yeah, what I do is I give myself 4 hours in the day to sit down and productive. So that will be 2 hours in the morning from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then I take a break to either fetch my daughter from school or make lunch, or yeah, just take a break. And then my other productive 2 hours will then be from 2 a.m. to 4 p.m. So yeah, that's pretty much my routine for the day. It's pretty flexible again because I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I don't have to account my time to anybody else. And I've also set it up to, in the case that, or when I do get back into the corporate world, when I do get back to having a 9-to-5 job, this routine that I have will still work. So I wake up early, I'm able to get house chores, devotions out of the way, and I'm still able to get to work, to start either if my work is starting at 9 a.m. or 10 p.m. or whatever time that I'm starting. So that is the reason why I created this sort of routine for myself, so that if anything changes, it will still be able to work. And if there are any adjustments that I need to make, I think I can always make that. So you can also do that for yourself. Make your routine work for you so that you are productive in the times that you can be productive. Lastly, what I want to say is, with all of this, with you creating a routine, what you want to be is, you want to be focused. Don't let any time wasters distract you. Things like our phones, things like anything that's random that you think distracts you when you want to be productive. Focus. Don't let it distract you. If you need to put your phone away, if you need to put your phone upside down or switch off the notifications so that you're not looking at being distracted by the notifications, do that. And secondly, to do that, to have a routine and be effective at it and to be focused, you need to be committed. So things like following a routine can be difficult. Things like waking up early can be difficult, but what you need to do is basically be committed. The ball is in your court. If you want to make a change, if you want to be productive, if you want to get rid of procrastination, then you basically need to be committed and put in the work, right? So those are the tips that I have for you guys when it comes to building a routine for yourself, an effective routine. And also that is the routine, my time management routine. So a question that I have for you guys is, as I said, I have a weakness of procrastination that I'm working on, but I also know that there are people who are out there that are great at getting things done, that have their time management or their productivity routine put together. So what I want to know, let me know in the comment section, which one are you? Are you a procrastinator? Are you trying to get out of that mindset, or are you the person who has your routine put together? If you do have your routine put together, let me know, how are you doing it? How are you managing it? If there are any other tips that you have, write it down in the comment section, and yeah, I can have a look at it, see whether I'm also able to implement it in my routine, or anybody else who's watching, if they're also able to take on those tips. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch till the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do like this video, comment, as I said, share it to anybody, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Love you.